Freezing cold out there this morning for sure. We're at 19 degrees as we wake it up here in south central Kentucky. And we'll look at the forecast with Ray Stajic in just a moment. But let's warm it up with some warmth in the way of happy birthday greetings here on this 11th day of December for folks like Tammy Sloan, Donnie Thomas. Lisa Aiken is 53 today. Judy Cruz celebrates. So does Mr. Howard Furlong. It's Karen Curd and her twin sister Sharon Furlong sharing birthdays today. William Eugene Nunn is 61. Kim Fogel, happy birthday, Kim. Michelle England with a birthday today. And I believe that's everybody. 651-9149. 800-956-1023. Online, WCLUradio.com. Ray Stajic with a little information about the way the day is starting off.
A little tricky and a little bit different. You don't hear this much, but there may be some areas of freezing fog this morning. Now, fog is actually a low-layer cloud. It's actually a low cloud, so that cloud has moisture in it. And if there is any fog around and temperatures well below freezing this morning, that could be freezing on contact with car windshields and road surfaces. Don't see anything widespread, but still, maybe some reports of that coming up this morning, so a little caution. Now, the good news in the longer term, well, actually starting today, temperatures are going to be getting milder. Probably going to see 5s as the first number on the car thermometer by tomorrow, and then rain by the end of the week. And this time, it looks like it is going to be mainly rain, and that rain could linger into the first part of the weekend, and then looks like it will dry out by the tail end of the weekend. So looks like it get a little bit milder, back to normal, which is 50 degrees. So let's go with it. Areas of freezing fog this morning. Other than that, clear. As we go through the day, sunny, 47. Overnight tonight, clouds roll back in, milder, 31. Tomorrow, some sun with clouds early, mostly cloudy later with a high near 50. Then into the mid-50s on Thursday with a cloudy sky. Chance of rain Friday, periods of rain Saturday. Mid to upper 40s for high temperatures. Good news, though, we should dry out by Sunday. Clouds, sunshine, upper 40s. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic, a Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Ray. Let's look at the constant coverage and studio radar screen. Kind of clear here in south central Kentucky. Some cloud cover where some of that frozen fog is occurring briefly this morning. Most of the precip off the east coast. The barometer this morning is at 30.29, 93% humidity. Winds out of the south at 3 miles an hour. Now, Ray talks about reduced visibility, but we're not seeing that. Still 10-mile visibility at the Glasgow airport. 19 degrees, West Royce in local news. Next.
In retirement, where will your money come from? For many people, retirement income may come from a variety of sources. Here's a few avenues that may provide you money in retirement. Social Security is the government-administered retirement income program. Workers become eligible after paying Social Security taxes for 10 years. Personal savings and investments can provide income during retirement. Retirees tend to look for investments that offer monthly income. Individual retirement accounts have been around since 1974. Contributions you make to a traditional IRA may be fully or partially tax deductible, depending on your individual circumstances. Distributions from an individual retirement account are taxed as ordinary income. What workers anticipate in terms of retirement income sources may differ considerably from what retirees actually experience. How do these sources of income impact your personal retirement? Please call the Fouch Wealth Advisory Group, Sam Dickinson, or Brian Basinger to discuss your retirement income plan. Call us today at 270-651-2663. Investment counseling since 1854. Securities offered by JJB Hilliard, WL Alliance LLC, member NYSE, SIPC, and FINRA. Investing in securities involves risks.
Most of us make sure we get preventative maintenance for our vehicles, our air conditioning, and other things that we use every day that we depend on. Shouldn't putting your health be at the top of that list? This is nurse practitioner Brittany Jackson, and at Jackson Health and Wellness Clinic, we see so many people who waited to make their health a top priority and address those minor problems before they became big problems. Come see us today to establish us as your primary care provider, and we can discuss all the preventative maintenance recommended to keep you in tip-top shape. This is the perfect time of year to get you and your family on the track to better health. We can't wait to see how we can help you because, after all, wellness is part of our name. Jackson Health and Wellness Clinic, your place for hometown healing. Don't forget we are in our new location right across from TJ Sampson Hospital at 1214B North Race Street. Call us today, 270-629-6722. We look forward to helping your entire family achieve better health at Jackson Health and Wellness Clinic in Glasgow.
For WCLU Local News, I'm Wes Royce reporting. Kentucky Governor Matt Bevin visited Glasgow on Monday to talk about various topics and take questions from the audience. News that Bevin would be leading the United States in an effort to enhance commerce with India came out recently. He was asked about it.
I'm going to lead a U.S. delegation, but you can bet I'll have my Kentucky hat firmly on. It's interesting, Abraham Lincoln, who famously born here in Kentucky, we all know that, he said many things that he's known for, but one of the things he said that I just love, that speaks to my mindset as I go on trips like this. He said, "Good things may come to those who wait, but only the things left behind by those who hustle."
Bevin was also asked how the state was progressing in the hemp sector of agriculture. He says it's a matter of time.
Hemp is coming. It shouldn't just keep being like pilot projects. I mean, you shouldn't have to compete for this. I say anybody who wants to grow it should be able to grow it. It's a great cash crop. It really is. The idea that it's going to be confused with other things is really, I don't think, a major concern. It really isn't. There was early on some pushback because people were afraid, because it was in violation of a federal law, that it would somehow come at the expense of a state that embraced it, might lose out on federal dollars in the war on drugs and things of this sort. I think all that's started to get settled out, and for good reason. To state my thoughts as to how effective the war on drugs has actually been. We've spent a tremendous amount of money as a nation. I'm sure that it's made a tremendous amount of impact. That said, hemp is a great product. Not only the things that can be derived of it, but also just the fiber itself. Not only in things like textiles that people think of, but things like dashboards in cars. Literally already being done now. Canada is a huge producer. We have a much better environment to be able to produce this. We're importing even now in the States products that are being made of it, or importing the hemp largely from Canada and other places. But it could be here, it will be here. It's a matter of time. I'm a strong supporter of it. So is Ryan Quarles, our Ag Commissioner. So is our legislature as a whole. So there will be no problem hitting the ground running with this.
More serious topics arose, one of which is health care. Bevin's rhetoric called into question the value of coverage versus care.
Then with the expansion of Medicaid under the previous administration, both federally and in the state, that went by the wayside. And that got rolled up into something that has only increased people's costs, but hasn't had a direct impact on our health outcomes. And here we are in a health pavilion, and this matters. This is a powerful regional, rural community health care facility. It makes a big difference. It's not available in every single part of the state. But I will say this, while a lot more money has flowed in and more people have coverage, coverage is of no value if it doesn't equate to better health outcomes.
For the governor's complete address on the state pension issue, you can log on to WCLUradio.com. The major topic of the state pension system came up from one audience member. Bevin went into great detail as to how serious the problems with the system are and upcoming decisions that could make or break it. Here's part of his response.
I've lived in Kentucky for 20 years. I've run money for pension systems. I managed money for endowments and foundations, for retirement systems. I never ran money for anybody, for any pension systems in Kentucky for the state, but I ran money for other states. I know what this looks like. I kept seeing this happen. I said, how is it that nobody is doing anything about it? I would talk to legislators and they would say, it's not that bad. Here's what I'll tell you. In the private sector, the Pension Benefit Guaranty Corporation, you often hear it referred to as the PBGC, it's an entity that basically backstops failed pension systems in the private sector. They step in if a private sector plan offered by XYZ company is considered to have failed. If it is so underfunded that it cannot possibly survive, this government organization, quasi-government entity backed by us as taxpayers, the PBGC steps in, seizes the plan, shuts it down, and pays people out. The best you're going to get is about 15 cents on the dollar when they do that. It doesn't matter what your employer promised you. You'll get backed up by the taxpayers, 15 cents on the dollar, and that's the end of it. You know when the Pension Benefit Guaranty Corporation steps in, you know when they consider a plan to be beyond repair, structurally insolvent? When it gets below 80% funded, 80. We don't have one of our plans even close to that. The best funded plan we have is about 60. The biggest plan, I'm not going to ask you to raise your hands again because you'll be depressed, but you can raise it in your own mind. Those of you that are in the KERS non-hazardous plan, it's done. It is broke. There's less than 13% of the money that is obligated to everyone, and there's hundreds of thousands that think they're going to get a retirement out of it. And there's less than 13 cents for every dollar that's in there. And it's rapidly declining. Demographic reality, statistical financial reality, actuarial reality comes to roost in ways that people don't understand. And people are afraid of it. I don't blame them. They're like, well, they better just get the money somewhere. Where? You can't just, people are like, well, they better just fund it. They didn't make the ARC. You've heard that. How many have ever heard this? They'd only just made the actuarially required contribution. I mean, we've all heard it said. Just find funding first. Sounds cute. Looks good on a poster. It's easy to remember. Doesn't mean diddly in terms of the actual finances.
Bevan was also in Hart County yesterday. The Glasgow meeting was held at the TJ Health Pavilion's community room. The venue was at near or full capacity. Kratom. Have you heard of it? It was the topic of Glasgow City Government's Public Safety Committee meeting, and according to Councilwoman Marna Kirkpatrick, you can buy it at almost any convenience store in Glasgow. Kirkpatrick says her children have come home from school asking about it, and another city in Kentucky has already banned it. Glasgow Police Chief Guy Howie says it is similar to some opioids and, like other drugs, is being spiked with fentanyl and spice. The committee could present an ordinance to ban the substance for being sold in the city, but the question of enforceability would be a concern for Howie. He says that it would most likely be a misdemeanor and doesn't provide a means for controlling the substance. Higher authorities will have to criminalize the substance at the state level.
You can pass an ordinance,
but it needs to be a Schedule 1 before really,
it just needs to be scheduled.
You know, I don't know about you all, but when I walk into a convenience store and I'm not feeling good, I'm going to go to where it says Tylenol, Johnson & Johnson, and something else instead of something that's hanging there that says not for human consumption. You know, and they're selling it across the thing. So just,
yeah,
you know,
like I said, I only went to one
sense
store
has to play
anyway
in.
there.
The committee voted to have the chief acquire further information from the Substance Control Office to help educate the entire council on what can be done and how to address it at the state level. The Glasgow Police Department has promoted 6 officers and added 1 to the ranks. A.J. Moore was sworn in as the newest Glasgow police officer. Officers Nick Houchins, Stephen Fields, and Ashley Jones were also promoted to the level of sergeant. Officers Justin Kirkpatrick, Aaron Cowan, and Jabin McGuire were promoted to the rank of lieutenant. Officers had family and friends in attendance at the Glasgow City Council meeting last night to help pin their new regalia. More local news when we continue. Here on WCLU, it is 6:20 and 19 degrees in downtown Glasgow. A bountiful harvest is proof that hard work does pay off. Ken Davis Produce is also proof that driving just another 90 seconds past Donnelly's in Glasgow is a payoff in the quality you see and taste. And folks around here can taste the difference. Ken Davis Produce is next to the Farmers Livestock Market. They have fall items now, like pumpkins in various shapes, colors, and sizes, and mums too. It's like a farmer's market that's open every day, but Sunday, of course, 8 to 5, 6 days a week. If you like things old-fashioned way, you're gonna love Ken Davis Produce, out 68 and 80, just past the Livestock Market.
Extreme Prosthetics understands that when it comes to comfort and function, not all prosthetic devices are made the same. A properly fitted prosthesis can allow you to walk naturally without daily pain and discomfort. Extreme Prosthetics works with your physician and insurance company to help you get the comfort and function you deserve. Don't let your current discomfort and lack of mobility discourage you. Call the experts at Extreme Prosthetics today for a better, more comfortable life.
TJ Sampson, providing TLC, Total Local Care, 24/7. My husband and I were both admitted to TJ Sampson. They were so good to us, and we will always go back to TJ, your local health care provider. Total Local Care, 24/7.
It just takes one look at the
opportunity to wish you and your family a delightful season filled with good times, great friends, and lasting memories. From our healthcare family to yours, we wish you a very Merry Christmas and a healthy and happy New Year.
And more local news at this hour. Last night was the final meeting for 2 Glasgow Independent Board of Education members who did not seek re-election for the coming term. Dr. Allison Campbell's and Lee Lessenberry's terms are ending, and they were both given time at the beginning to address the audience in the crowd. And they were both given time at the meeting to reflect on the progress that they've seen. Dr. Barrett Lessenberry did seek to serve another term, and he, along with newly elected board members Reginald Hayden and Dr. William Thornberry, were sworn in prior meetings as well. Much of the focus of last night's meeting was on district-wide needs assessment improvement plans. Principals Bobby Sue Holmes from South Green Elementary and Jennifer Myers from Highland Elementary, along with Regina Murphy from Glasgow Middle School and Glasgow High School Principal Dr. Amy Allen, told the board of the various improvements they are working on, as well as the specific ways they are going about it. Superintendent Keith Hale is pleased to see his principals working in such a positive direction.
I feel good about our progress that we're making. I'm very confident in our administration at each building, making sure that they identify what the kids' needs are, and that's done in relative time as well. We're at the point we're so successful academically. Our biggest challenge is now identifying those kids as quick as we can, making sure we know and understand what their needs are, what their instructional needs are, what their gaps are, and then making sure we can put processes in place to help them get there over certain periods of time. And each child's period of time sometimes is a little different, but making sure that child sees growth, continued growth.
The composite average ACT score at Glasgow High School is an impressive 21, but Hale admits the magic number they'd like to reach is 22. Also, last night, the board heard from Cindy Greer, principal at the firm of Campbell, Myers & Rutledge, CPAs regarding the district's financial status. An extensive audit was conducted looking into all aspects of the school's financials, such as payroll and pension liability, grants, and handling of cash. Greer rendered a clean opinion for the entire district, complimenting those responsible for the district's financial well-being. A change in leadership became official in Cave City last night as the 3 newly elected council persons were sworn in. John Grissom, Larry Davidson, and Beverly Ford received the oath of office from City Attorney Bobby Richardson. Re-elected Mayor Dwayne Houcher also sworn in, and he presented tokens of appreciation to the 3 councilmen retiring from service, and that is Gary Minor, Dr. Gary Hogan, and Denny Doyle. WCLU News asked Mayor Hatcher about the change in the composition of the council.
Our councilmen that are going off have done a tremendous job. We hate to lose those folks, but we feel very confident with the folks who are coming in that have sincere desire to see Cave City, Berrien County, our entire area grow and prosper, and looking forward to working with them. We've got some things going on, our industrial park. We're constantly talking to folks out there, even as we speak, and we just want to see growth. Our recreation park, we're trying to get it more done out there, and just to grow and prosper and do what's best for the citizens of Cave City.
In other business, the council voted to authorize just over $10,000 to be spent purchasing a van for Cave City Police Detective Avery to use in the department's drug task force efforts. Last month, Cave City pulled out of the DTF to allow more time to be spent on drug enforcement in their jurisdiction. In an Area 911 activity over the last 24 hours, there was a wreck with injury that occurred just after 12 noon at East Main and South Franklin. Also, another wreck with injury occurred on Liberty Street around 4:30 in the afternoon. Both of those incidents, the Glasgow Fire Department, Glasgow Police Department, and Barron Metcalf EMS responded. Also, a residential fire occurred somewhere around yesterday evening at the Buck Creek Road, and the Barron Metcalf EMS responded to that, along with South Barron, Park City, and the Haywood Volunteer Fire Department. For WCLU Local News, I am Wes Royce reporting. Up next, we've got news from around the Commonwealth. It's Kentucky News Network.
From the Kentucky News Network, I'm Jaleesa Chapman. A manhunt is underway after 3 people are shot and killed in Leslie County. The shooting occurred around 7 last night near Old Highway 80. Kentucky State Police say they are currently searching for Paul Douglas Sizemore. Troopers say police have dealt with Sizemore in the last couple of weeks, including a traffic stop where he drove into a creek and ran away before police made it to the car. Dozens of people have been arrested following a shoplifting investigation.
Operation Fa-La-La Larceny was a joint investigation between Lexington Police and the Kentucky Organized Retail Crime Association. During the course of their investigation, 53 people were charged, 47 people were arrested, and 10 criminal citations and 7 arrest warrants were issued. All in all, $8,267 worth of stolen property was recovered, including jewelry, fragrances, cosmetics, clothes, handbags, and more. I'm Haley Hansen.
A Kentucky man accused of cutting his 3-year-old niece's throat is now facing a murder charge. Authorities say Emmanuel Flutter attacked the girl Saturday with 4 other children in the room. Josephina Bulabinci died Sunday evening from her injuries. Flutter is being held at the Clinton County Jail. And a Kentucky man is facing charges after allegedly firing shots at authorities. State police say a trooper and a Knox County deputy responded to a home Monday morning on an assault complaint when 47-year-old Jason Marcy fired 8 rounds at them. Deputy Claude Hudson tells WKYT no one was injured.
It's a dangerous job. You know, somebody has to do it. We put our deputies in harm's way every night, and it just kind of rolling the dice. We're just blessed to get to come home every night.
Marcy surrendered a short time later and was taken into custody on several charges. I'm Jaleesa Chapman.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
South Central Kentucky Monuments in Glasgow wants you to know that if you've recently lost a loved one or if you're thinking about a pre-need monument, they're here to make the process as stress-free as possible. With plenty of examples and a multitude of custom options, South Central Kentucky Monuments has the ability to offer you exactly what you want or help steer you in the right direction based on your preferences. Let my friends David, Jerry, and Adam Jesse provide the service and craftsmanship you deserve. To learn more, visit southcentralkymonuments.com.
Local news time 6:29, 19 degrees this morning. We'll check in with Ray Stajic and see that we're going to begin a warming trend toward midweek here in just a few moments. In area funeral announcements this hour, Mary Kay Barnes, age 35, of Hardyville, died Saturday in Lexington. She was a homemaker and a member of the Magnolia Cumberland Presbyterian Church. She is survived by 2 brothers, Clayton Barnes and wife Corey of Fairland, Indiana, and Justin Barnes and wife Mary Lynn of Hardyville. Service for Mary Kay Barnes will be at 1 o'clock today at the Brooks Funeral Home, interment to be in the Center Point Cemetery. Shelby Jean Kirkpatrick, age 80, of Bowling Green, died Saturday at her residence. She was a member of the Lions Chapel Church. She worked at Key Work Clothes for 40 years. Shelby is survived by a son, John Kirkpatrick of Bowling Green, 2 sisters, Carol and Shirley, and husband Jimmy, and Jareen Sneed, all of Tompkinsville, a brother, Max Tip Geralds, and wife Sue of Tompkinsville. Service for Shelby Jean Kirkpatrick will be at 2 o'clock Wednesday at the Oakley Tribble Funeral Home, with burial to follow in the Monroe County Memorial Lawn. Visitation from 5 until 8 tonight and Wednesday from 6 until 2. Donations suggested to the Diabetes Association. Lindsay DeLeon Velasquez, 1 year and 10 months old, died Saturday at Macon County Hospital in Lafayette. She was born in Gallatin, Tennessee, the daughter of Martin DeLeon and Juanita Velasquez of Red Boiling Springs. Other than her parents, she is survived by paternal grandparents, Marcelma DeLeon of Red Boiling Springs and Yolanda Velasquez of Mexico. Maternal grandparents, Francisco and Elena Velasquez of Mexico, sisters Catherine and Kaylee DeLeon, and brothers Yorby and Charlie DeLeon, all of Red Boiling Springs. Services for Lindsay DeLeon Velasquez will be Thursday at 1 o'clock at the Fountain Run Funeral Home, burial to follow in the Fountain Run Cemetery. Visitation begins from 3 until 8 Wednesday and continues Thursday until time for service at the Fountain Run Funeral Home. The family requests donations to help with funeral expenses. Funeral services for Herschel Miller, age 65, of Munfordville, will be today at 1 o'clock. At Seagull Funeral Home, burials to be at the Pleasant Hill Cemetery. Services for Jimmy D. Turner, age 79, of Gamelia, will be at the Oakley Tribble Funeral Home today at 1 o'clock. Burial is to be in the Hammer Cemetery. Obituary information is available 24 hours a day, free online.
Hey, Molly, did you realize that Highland Elementary's annual junior performance is coming up in just a few days? Yay! Maybe it isn't such a hard knock life after all. Rotten orphan. No one's coming to see you anyways. Now listen here, Miss Hannigan. The December 14th and 15th at Santa Claus in the evening. And also at Sunday, December 16th at 3 p.m. All performances will be at Hahn Elementary Gymnasium. And tickets are only $5 each. And all at the front door. So remember, the sun will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow there'll be sun. Tomorrow, tomorrow, I love ya. Tomorrow, you're only a day
Local use time, 6:33 at WCLU and 19 degrees. Let's turn to local sports. High school basketball from last night. It was in boys action. Warren Central down in Glasgow, 84-62. Barron County over Edmonson County, 64-49. Taylor County ousted Caverna, 82-39. Russell County over Medcalf County, 70-62. Franklin Simpson over Warren East, 60-54. And it was Logan County downing Monroe County, 74-62. Girls action, Glasgow defeated Warren Central 45-12. Barron County over Edmonson County 58-29. Russell County down Medcalf County 69-54, and it was Warren East in a tight one over Franklin Simpson 42-41. Tonight's local high school basketball schedule, Glasgow girls host Hart County for a JV varsity doubleheader beginning at 6 p.m. at Scotty Gym. Joe Myers and Bruce Tribune have the broadcast of the varsity game at 7:15 on WCLU 103.1 FM and 1490 AM and online at playwclu.com. Other girls action, Edmonson County entertains Franklin Simpson. Warren Central hosts Butler County. South Warren visits Owensboro Apollo, and Logan County travels to Davies County. Boys game, South Warren welcomes Todd Central, and Russellville entertains McLean County. And in a girl-boy doubleheader tonight, Barron County travels to Caverna. Monroe County goes to Russell County. Allen County Scottsville welcomes Warren East. Cumberland County is at home against Clinton County, and Bowling Green entertains Greenwood. And that's a check of local sports. Still 19 degrees. What's the deal, Ray Stajic?
Areas of freezing fog this morning. Other than that, clear. As we go through the day, sunny, 47. Overnight tonight, clouds roll back in, milder, 31. Tomorrow, some sun with clouds early, mostly cloudy later with a high near 50. Then into the mid-50s on Thursday with a cloudy sky. Chance of rain Friday, periods of rain Saturday. Mid to upper 40s for high temperatures. Good news, though, we should dry out by Sunday. Cloud, sunshine, upper 40s. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic, a Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
19 degrees, pressure's up at 30.29, 93% humidity, winds out of the south at 3 miles an hour. News time, 6:35. The new
TJ Sampson, providing TLC, Total Local Care, 24/7. My husband and I were both admitted to TJ Sampson. They were so good to us, and we will always go back to TJ, your local healthcare provider. Total Local Care, 24/7.
It just takes one look at the new facility at 1300 West Main Street, and you can tell the People's Bank is growing. And that's because we have great customers who know a thing or two about growth. And what they'll all tell you is, well, the best growth strategy has always been hard work. That's why when it came time for Jerry Anderson to expand his cattle operation, he trusted the growth of his herd to the People's Bank, who worked hard to find the unique solutions to fit his needs. Experience what growth can be like with the People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Your office staff has clocked in on Ralphie's time. If you suffer from symptoms such as lack of fun, feeling bored, if you get frequent urges to act like it's your birthday, or if you're just not smiling enough, you need to go to Ralphie's. That's Ralphie's Fun Center in Glasgow. A great place for any party, event, field trip, or church group. Get your Ralphie on.
When you hear the Ralphie's commercial, you know we're talking about fun, and we're talking about birthdays, because that's a place where they have a lot of fun going on at Ralphie's Fun Center. Today we know so far that Tammy Sloan has a birthday. So does Donnie Thomas. Lisa Aiken is turning 53 today. Happy birthday to Judy Cruz. Howard Furlong has a birthday today. Twin sisters Karen Curd and Sharon Furlong celebrate today. William Eugene Nunn is 61 today. Kim Fogel with a birthday. Michelle England has a birthday today, too. It's all birthdays thus far. 651-9149, 800-956-1023. Online, we're here from WCLUradio.com, 637. In your future, the archive.
Why the name Fire Pit Spirits? Because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather around your fire pit, because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service, best friends.
Find the next great piece for your home at Barren River Consignment, where the inventory is designed to provide something for everyone. Affordable household items from mid-century to home decor, including furniture, artwork, dinnerware, glassware, and more. Each piece is cleaned and polished to ensure the highest quality to become the perfect fit for your home. Barren River Consignment also offers estate and tag sale services. Shop for style without breaking the bank. Barren River Consignment, located on L. Rogers Wells Boulevard in Glasgow.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
You know, just told you the new Hardee's is open, and guess what? As a part of the special open Hardee's out by Glasgow High School on Columbia Avenue, you can get sausage egg biscuits this morning. You get 2 of them for $3.50. Now, that's a way to start the day. We're talking about the all-new Hardee's located on Columbia Avenue just past Glasgow High School in Glasgow. On the air we go. We're doing some archiving here this morning. We're going to join the local historian Sam Terry and share some of the things that built our foundation. Right after this word from one of our sponsors, Amedisys Home Health. The archive's brought to you by Amedisys Home Health and by Joseph A. Wade, Industrial Hardware Services.
Hello, I'm Kathy Murray. Did you know that some healthcare professionals still make house calls? Amedisys Home Health is a group of compassionate professionals who deliver the best care to our patients in their homes. Whether you're recovering from a surgery or recuperating from an illness, our home health nurses, aides, and therapists can provide medication and treatment to you in your home. Ask your doctors if you qualify for home health care, or call Amedisys Home Health Care at 270-651-7640.
Okay, hey Sam, you doing all right today?
Yes, doing very well. Henry, how are you?
Doing real good. Just looking forward to headed back, looking at some of the historical facts that built the foundation. But sometimes we have to start off, we are realistic on this program. We always have some disturbing news somewhere in the 100-year stretch that we study, and today it just comes in 1918. This was the day in the Glasgow Republican. It was reported that Mr. Lonnie Pettigo in a machine and a son of John Dugard on a bicycle had a collision in front of Fry's late yesterday afternoon, and the bicycle got much the worst of it. The boy is not seriously hurt, but he got his back dirty. That's an inconvenience. So,
sounds like a near disaster on the east side of the public square.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Mr. Pettigo driving, I don't think we were calling them cars yet. They were just simply machines. And John Dugard had some sons. We're not going to bring up which one. It just happened to be one of his sons. But not seriously hurt. Could have been worse. The back getting dirty is not a bad deal when you collide with a machine, Sam. 1928, we've got some news here in the Republican. This is actually some marital news. Mr. W.H. Garrett and Miss Oline Howard of this place were married in Nashville on Sunday. Mr. Garrett has made his home in Glasgow for several years and is engaged in the oil game. Mrs. Garrett is the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. O.D. Howard of Summershade and is the deputy county court clerk at this place. She is a cultured and charming young lady. O.D. Oakley Devon Howard was the brother of Dr. C.C. and Miss Bess Howard. That's a little input from Ray Green, the archivist from the 1928 archives. Anyway, this fellow here, Mr. Garrett, just, we're not going to be specific, but he plays the oil game.
Well, Herb Garrett was a great guy, and he and Olene built a house right across the street from me on Leslie Avenue and lived there for many years. And took a break and lived in Henderson and came back. And, of course, they had the lovely daughter, Joanne Walbert, now. And,
yes.
So a great family who did a lot for Glasgow. And don't forget, Dr. Howard had another brother named Lloyd Howard and another sister named Banks Howard Bryant, mother of Dr. Billy Bryant.
So it's all in the family, so to speak, and all in the neighborhood, too. And but this was their announcement, going to Nashville and getting married in 1928. I'm sure it was quite a celebration. We have some honor students here, dropping some big names here from 1938, Sam. Honor students from Glasgow High School for the first 6 weeks were reported in the Glasgow Times. And here they are: Robert Borders, Jesse Cassidy, Betty Goddard, Carlos Gordon, Emerson Gosnell, Carolyn Howard, George Lewis, Delvo Greer, Cora Jewel Claypool, Ruth Bridges, Alice Chamberlain, Barbara Sears, Lou Russell Rogers, Marjorie Mitchell, Virginia Akers, Eleanor Bybee, Phyllis Gerald, Virginia Connor, Elsie Shipley, Ruth Martin Cisco, and Eva Thomas. Now, that's a bunch of smart kids coming out of Glasgow in 1938. And as we look forward, we're going to hear a lot of these names making a difference as they grew up in this community, for sure.
They certainly did. They are absolutely an incredibly impressive class.
Yes.
From Glasgow High School. Lots of things accomplished by those folks.
That's
and
right.
Other classmates.
Yes, and they just sort of seemed like to be a team. They said, let's get going. And they did, and made a difference. We have some news in 1948. I like the way this story is written. It's a new story out of Fountain Run. A.C. Gosnell came by last week to tell me about their pleasant Thanksgiving surprise. He and Mrs. Gosnell had spent Thanksgiving Day at home alone, which seemed so different from their past ones. And then at 2 o'clock in the morning, there was a knock on the door, Sam. The Reiner Akins and Carl Wilburns of Louisville were standing there wanting admittance. Their children said it didn't seem like Thanksgiving without coming home, and so at late bedtime that night, they decided to come home. They stayed a couple of days, and the men hunted but did not find much. They just sort of were glad to be home, sounds like. It's one of those things where you can almost make a Hallmark Channel movie out of that story.
I think so, but most of us would probably be a little bit alarmed at having company come at 2 a.m.
2 a.m., nobody knocks on the door for a good reason very often at 2 a.m., but now this was a good reason. We're coming home for Thanksgiving, Mom and Dad. Good story out of Fountain Run, 1948. 1958, here's the news. It was a news story about Reverend Philip Clemens of Locust Grove, Oklahoma. He's accepted the pastorate of the Cumberland Presbyterian Church. He's obtained a site for a church here in Glasgow on Sampson Street between Happy Valley Road and Cherry Street. The congregation will hold services beginning next Sunday at 8 a.m. and 7:30 p.m. in the basement of their new manse, which is nearing completion at 501 Sampson Street. Reverend Clemens and his wife Frida and their son and daughter are presently residing at 238 Cedar Street, and they are natives of Lakeland, Florida. Many of us grew up knowing the Clemens family and knowing that they made a difference in this community. And also, this the property they're talking about here from 1958 is still very much in existence and very much growing at the Cumberland Presbyterian Church, Sam.
It is, but they have since changed the name of the street. That section is not Sampson Street anymore. It's now Cumberland Street.
Well, and probably inspired by the impression that the church being built there made, you think?
I would think so.
They made a commitment, put a church there, and a manse for the powers that be to live there. And there's a young picture, I didn't scan this, but there's a young picture of a very young Brother Phil Clements in this newspaper article from 1958. Time it does get away, son. Now, to quote Paul Harvey, he would use the term, "This day's news of lasting importance is found in 1968 in the Republican, Sam." So here is this day's news of lasting importance. Glasgow has been selected by the R.R. Donnelley & Sons Company to become the home of their newest plant. There it is in the history book, Sam.
And it deserves to be in the history books.
The mention of R.R. Donnelley, they said, yeah, we like Glasgow. Yeah, we're going to come there. And boy, did they. And boy, did it make a difference. And you think about Donnelley and how it has adjusted and changed and retooled to keep up with the times. It's a very, very impressive company. And, of course, a lot of that is known now as like LSC Communications, and that industry has changed, but Donnelley has changed to be a leader over all of these years, going back to 1968. Raised a lot of families there for sure. This day in 1978, there was an open house, Sam, at the new Community Medical Center building at 1300 North Ray Street. The offices of Dr. E. Gary Hogan and Dr. John Marsh, along with Community Drugs and John Cheney, the pharmacist, all were in there at the Community Medical Center building. A lot of good medicine practiced in that building over the years for sure, Sam. 1978. 1988, back on the topic of preaching, this was the day that Robert K. Ward was noted to preach his first sermon at Calvary Baptist Church. That was in the Glasgow Times in 1988. Fine gentleman, Robert K. Ward, Calvary Baptist.
He certainly is, and was one of my classmates, and is still very active in our area as a very popular minister.
But you know, it was I'm sure it was nervous on your first day of preaching in a pulpit.
That most people, of course, still know Robert K. Ward as Robbie.
Yeah. Yes. Still call him Robbie. He tried to stick to that Robert part, but it wouldn't stick. All right, 1998. This was, we've had our local news is full of a lot of swearing ins. Well, this day in 1998, Rex Kelly Patterson was sworn in as the new Barron County PVA on Monday. That's a difficult job, and he, in his time served, did a good job at it for sure. Rex Kelly Patterson, 1998. And let's just fast forward here to 2008. Guess what? It was Deck the Halls, held at Highland Elementary School on Saturday. Of course, that happened this year, too. And it's that shows that it's well done, and folks look forward to it, too much so that they support it to this day, or this past week, for sure. Deck the Halls of Highland. 'Tis the season to celebrate. So that's our 100-year look at history, Sam.
That's a nice dose of history this morning.
we got a machine in town hitting a boy all the way up to some new preachers in the pulpit to celebrating the season. And that's where we are today. Who knows where we'll go tomorrow, but I hope you will come back and join us to look at some of the things that got us where we are and bring back a few memories and explain a few things, as we like to say, okay?
I'll be there.
Thank you, Sam Terry, and we appreciate you joining us for the archives today as well.
15,000 inventory items, custom brake hoses while you wait, cylinder repair. Is there anything Joseph A. Wade can't do? Well, one thing's for sure, Joseph A. Wade Incorporated serves a large community of people who believe there's no job they can't do, and that's the same attitude Joseph A. Wade has in their line of work. So for the smallest screws, Allen wrenches, or drill bits, or even a 5-stage hydraulic cylinder measuring 25 feet in length, Joseph A. Wade's motto, no problem. Joseph A. Wade Incorporated, 311 Industrial Drive, Glasgow.
And the archives today brought to you by Joseph A. Wade Industrial Hardware Services, and also brought to you today as a service of Amedisys Home Health. We'll resume our trip down memory lane tomorrow. 19 degrees, 6:52. Let me add Chris Davis to the birthday club. Chris Davis, we understand from an official source, is 47 today. This is from his mom, Chris Davis, turning 47 today. And by special request today, we are patting Buddy Lyle on the back. Now, Buddy has a birthday on Wednesday. We were able to move some stuff around and get him in here a day early. So if you see Buddy Lyle around town today, why don't you pat him on the back and tell him he's good as gold from WCLU and a little taste of Texas.
Christmas.
Who will be the future face of Pettigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley. And I'm Daniel Bird. And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance, growing with a proud community since 1902.
Extreme Prosthetics understands that when it comes to comfort and function, not all prosthetic devices are made the same. A properly fitted prosthesis can allow you to walk naturally without daily pain and discomfort. Extreme Prosthetics works with your physician and insurance company to help you get the comfort and function you deserve. Don't let your current discomfort and lack of mobility discourage you. Call the experts at Extreme Prosthetics today for a better, more comfortable life.
6:54, the American Red Cross has an urgent need for blood and platelet donors to give now to ensure blood is available for medical treatments and emergencies during the holiday season. With that in mind, tomorrow, Wednesday, December the 12th, from 1 p.m. until 6 p.m. at the T.J. Sampson Health Pavilion, that's where they're going to be accepting blood. Another way to help keep the blood supply strong is to host a Red Cross blood drive this winter. If you want to sign up to do that, call this number, 800-733-2767.
A college degree can mean the difference between a job you need and a career you love. But getting your degree may seem impossible because of your busy schedule. WKU Online is here to help. With over 100 online degree options, you can choose the degree that fits your goals and have the flexibility you need to fit your schedule. So get ready for that career you've been dreaming of and climb with us. Spring registration is going on now. Visit wku.edu/online today, because life at the top is worth the climb.
Congratulations. Are you excited about the new job?
Yes, but I don't know what to do with my 401k.
That's a big decision. As a Modern Woodman financial representative, I can explain your options and help you to make the best choice. I'm Anthony Mike. Call me today at 427-6807.
Get to know your local Modern Woodman representative to plan for your financial future and learn about valuable member benefits. Modern Woodman of America. Touching lives, securing futures. Securities offered through MWA Financial Services, Inc., a wholly owned subsidiary of Modern Woodman.
Lessenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lessenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lessenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
Weather from the WCLU Weather Center. Brought to you by South Central Bank.
South Central Bank is your first choice for banking solutions. Want to know more? Just listen to Owen Lambert at South Central Bank in Glasgow.
I've been involved in the financial services industry for 38 years. Our goal at South Central Bank, customer service, and the customer's needs ahead of things, and we'll take as much time as it takes and spare no effort to make sure that we deliver on that kind of promise. And I think that sets us apart. What we do is we create unique, custom-made customer solutions where no two have to be exactly the same. We want unique experiences. We want every customer to feel special, to feel wanted, and more than anything, to feel valuable.
South Central Bank with 29 convenient locations. Find them online at southcentralbank.com.
South Central Bank, small enough to know you, big enough to help.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Areas of freezing fog this morning. Other than that, clear. As we go through the day, sunny, 47. Overnight tonight, clouds roll back in, milder, 31. Tomorrow, some sun with clouds early, mostly cloudy later with a high near 50. Then into the mid-50s on Thursday with a cloudy sky. Chance of rain Friday, periods of rain Saturday. Mid to upper 40s for high temperatures. Good news, though, we should dry out by Sunday. Clouds, sunshine, upper 40s. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic, a Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Going to be a sunny start. We should warm up as the week progresses. 19, though, is where we're starting here at WCLU. This weather update brought to you by South Central Bank.
It just takes one look at the new facility at 1300 West Main Street, and you can tell the People's Bank is growing. And that's because we have great customers who know a thing or two about growth. And what they'll all tell you is, well, the best growth strategy has always been hard work. That's why when it came time for Jerry Anderson to expand his cattle operation, he trusted the growth of his herd to the People's Bank, who worked hard to find the unique solutions to fit his needs. Experience what growth can be like with the People's Bank, working for you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50-plus years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
We do so very often go to very, very great lengths to cover our sin, to keep people from finding out the things we've done, things we've said. But here's what we need to understand. Covering our sin is hard work. It's hard. Think with me about the example of David in 2 Samuel chapter 11. David went above and beyond in his attempt to get away with his sin with Bathsheba. Brought Uriah home, got him drunk, sent him to the front lines. All of these things. Concealing sin means that it just stays with us. It continues to hide in the shadows. It follows us wherever we go, and it becomes this heavier and heavier burden to carry. Concealing sin is hard work. Unloading the burden feels so much better. Don't conceal your sin. This is Bart Warren for the South Green Street Church of Christ.
Why the name Fire Pit Spirits? Because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather around your fire pit, because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service, best friends.
7 o'clock, how would you like to be entered into a drawing to win 10 pounds of ground beef for the family coming in for the holiday? Well, that's part of what you could win by being smart and answering the trivia question today. Phillips Family IGA and their famous butcher shop up there sponsor the trivia today, and I'm going to ask the question and see who can answer this question. 651-9149-800, 956-1023. What do they put out inside of a bag of potato chips to keep them fresh? What's your knowledge of potato chips? My knowledge is extensive. But what do they put in a bag of potato chips to keep them fresh? Do you know? 651-9149 or 800-956-1023. Hello, trivia.
Salt.
No? What do they put in a bag of potato chips to keep them fresh? Trivia.
Nitrogen.
That's it. Who's this biggin?
Chuck out.
Chuck, are you a scientist?
I'm a tater chip connoisseur.
I like people who can admit that, because I'm the same way, Chuck. Now that's what they do. You think about those bags of potato chips, and it's pretty. If you've been around nitrogen, put a little poof of nitrogen in there, and the bag will kind of stick out, and that kind of tells you that it's fresh because it's got some nitrogen in it to keep it from oxidizing, Chuck. So I think that's something we don't think about. Part of the process of making chips is putting a little nitrogen in the bag with it. So now we're going to take your name, put it in our little basket over here, minus the nitrogen, and we might draw your name out on Friday for 10 pounds of ground beef from Phillips Family IGA, and you can't beat that, Chuck.
Sounds good.
You can, and they got all kind of chips out there too at Phillips, so you can just pick that up to go with your ground beef when you're there, okay? But we got to draw your name out first, okay?
Sounds good.
Okay, see you, Chuck. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Chuck Houchins, that's right. What do they put in potato chips to keep them fresh? Well, they put some nitrogen in the bag. That's it. Keeps it from oxidizing. Trivia tomorrow. Hopefully you'll come back, and maybe you might get in there like Chuck Houchins did today. And thank you so much to Phillips Family IGA and their wonderful butcher shop.
CBS News Update. It's a dangerous, icy drive in the south 2 days after the worst snowstorm there in nearly 2 decades. Overnight temperatures in the 20s have turned runoff water into black ice.
I'm Jim Crisule in High Point, North Carolina. The heavy wet snow has caused the collapse of buildings, roofs, and gas station canopies in North Carolina and Virginia. Traffic was backed up on I-40 near the North Carolina-Tennessee border after a truck full of pigs overturned on the slippery road. Many schools will be closed a second day today in Tennessee, Kentucky, the Carolinas, Virginia, and West Virginia.
More than 75,000 customers still have no power. Duke Energy's Meredith Archie.
It just depends on the area that they're in. In some of our hardest hit areas, it could still be a day or two from now.
As much as 2 feet of snow fell in parts of the southeast. Winter is officially 10 days away. CBS News Update. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Brought to you by the new Bacon Maple Chicken Sandwich at participating Wendy's for a limited time.
The Royce Radio Family. WCLU 1490 Glasgow. WCLU FM 102.3 Munfordville, Glasgow. And W276DO 103.1 Glasgow.
I've always been a talker. I love to laugh, but I was wearing dentures, and I felt uncomfortable because of being young. My 50th birthday gift for my husband, I wanted to get implants.
That's C.J. Elliott, another satisfied patient of Dr. Jim Thurman in dental implants.
The way they treat you, it was sort of like a family, and it was like, this is what I want.
And of course, C.J. had done her research on the subject and Dr. Thurman.
When I went to another dentist, and he recommended Thurman. I love it. Well, I'm glad I got Dr. Thurman. I really am. People ask me all the time, what do you have? Who did it? And I tell them, Dr. Thurman.
And after having a full set of dental implants from Dr. Thurman, CJ has no regrets.
This was the best thing I ever did. And I would do it again if I had to. I would do it again.
So if you're in a similar situation, here's what CJ would say to you.
If you are wanting to get dental implants, that Dr. Thurman would be the man to go to.
To learn more, call the office of Dr. James Thurman at 651-5939.
Well, folks, I got to tell you, my 2 young bucks have come a long way these last few years.
Well, Bill, we had some good training. Pettigo Lessenberry has a wealth of knowledge, and we're lucky to have a company like that backing us.
Jared, don't you mean ISU, Pettigo Lessenberry? ISU, Integrity, Strength, Unity.
I tried to tell him, boss man.
We're just giving you a hard time, Jared. These young bucks, Jared Pursley and Daniel Bird, we're just so proud to have them. You know, the most important thing they've learned is that they want to be able to treat people right, and they work hard to find their customers the coverage they need.
We're ISU, Pettigo Lessenberry, growing with a proud community since 1902.
And still learning every day. Give one of these young bucks a call, Jared or Daniel, 651-8837. They'd be proud if you do, and so would I.
All right, Jared. It's ISU, Integrity, Strength, Unity. All right, I got it.
You know you can depend on WCLU for local news on the air, online, on demand at WCLUradio.com.
For WCLU Local News, I'm Wes Royce reporting. Kentucky Governor Matt Bevin visited Glasgow Monday to talk about various topics and take questions from the audience. News that Bevin would be leading the United States in an effort to enhance commerce with India came out recently. He was asked about it.
I'm going to lead a U.S. delegation, but you can bet I'll have my Kentucky hat firmly on. It's interesting, Abraham Lincoln, who famously born here in Kentucky, we all know that, he said many things that he's known for, but one of the things he said that I just love, that speaks to my mindset as I go on trips like this. He said, good things may come to those who wait, but only the things left behind by those who hustle.
Bevin was also asked how the state was progressing in the hemp sector of agriculture. He says it's a matter of time.
Hemp is coming. It shouldn't just keep being like pilot projects, and you shouldn't have to compete for this. I say anybody who wants to grow it should be able to grow it. It's a great cash crop. It really is.
Also, more serious topics arose, one of which is health care. Bevin's rhetoric called into question the value of coverage versus care.
Then with the expansion of Medicaid under the previous administration, both federally and in the state, that went by the wayside. And that got rolled up into something that has only increased people's costs, but hasn't had a direct impact on our health outcomes.
Governor Bevin was also asked about the state pension system, which was the major issue. He was asked by one of the audience members, and he went into great detail as to how serious the problems with the system are and upcoming decisions that could make or break it. For the governor's complete address on the state pension, you can log on to WCLUradio.com. Here's part of his response.
I've lived in Kentucky for 20 years. I've run money for pension systems. I managed money for endowments and foundations, for retirement systems. I never ran money for any pension systems in Kentucky for the states, but I ran money for other states. I know what this looks like. I kept seeing this happen. I said, how is it that nobody is doing anything about it? I would talk to legislators and they would say, it's not that bad. Here's what I'll tell you. In the private sector, the Pension Benefit Guaranty Corporation, you often hear it referred to as the PBGC, it's an entity that basically backstops failed pension systems in the private sector. They step in if a private sector plan offered by XYZ company is considered to have failed. If it is so underfunded that it cannot possibly survive, this government organization, quasi-government entity backed by us as taxpayers, the PBGC steps in, seizes the plan, shuts it down, and pays people out. The best you're going to get is about 15 cents on the dollar when they do that. It doesn't matter what your employer promised you. You'll get backed up by the taxpayers, 15 cents on the dollar, and that's the end of it. You know when the Pension Benefit Guaranty Corporation steps in, you know when they consider a plan to be beyond repair, structurally insolvent? When it gets below 80% funded, 80. We don't have one of our plans even close to that. The best funded plan we have is about 60. The biggest plan, I'm not going to ask you to raise your hands again because you'll be depressed, but you can raise it in your own mind. Those of you that are in the KERS non-hazardous plan, it's done. It is broke. There's less than 13% of the money that is obligated to everyone, and there's hundreds of thousands that think they're going to get a retirement out of it. And there's less than 13 cents for every dollar that's in there. And it's rapidly declining. Demographic reality, statistical financial reality, actuarial reality comes to roost in ways that people don't understand. And people are afraid of it. I don't blame them. They're like, well, they better just get the money somewhere. Where? You can't just, people are like, well, they better just fund it. They didn't make the ARC. You've heard that. How many have ever heard this? They'd only just made the actuarially required contribution. I mean, we've all heard it said. Just find funding first. Sounds cute. Looks good on a poster. It's easy to remember. Doesn't mean diddly in terms of the actual finances.
Bevin was also in Hart County yesterday, and the Glasgow meeting was held at the TJ Health Pavilion's community room. The venue was at near or full capacity. Kratom. Have you heard of it? It was the topic of Glasgow City Government's Public Safety Committee meeting, and according to Glasgow Councilwoman Marna Kirkpatrick, you can buy it in almost any convenience store in Glasgow. Kirkpatrick says her children have come home from school asking about it, and another city in Kentucky has already banned it. Glasgow Police Chief Guy Howie says it's similar to some opioids and, like other drugs, is being spiked with fentanyl and spice. The committee could present an ordinance to ban the substance from being sold in the city, but the question of enforceability would be a concern for Howie. He says that it would most likely be a misdemeanor and doesn't provide a means for controlling the substance. Higher authorities would have to criminalize the substance at the state level.
You can pass an ordinance,
but it needs to be a Schedule 1 before really,
it just needs to be scheduled.
You know, I don't know about you all, but when I walk into a convenience store and I'm not feeling good, I'm going to go to where it says Tylenol, Johnson & Johnson, and something else instead of something that's hanging there that says not for human consumption, you know, and they're selling it across the thing. So just, you know,
like I said,
somewhere common sense has to play in there.
The committee voted to have the chief acquire further information from the Substance Control Office to help educate the entire council on what can be done and how to address it at the state level. The Glasgow Police Department has promoted 6 officers and added 1 to the ranks. A.J. Moore was sworn in as the newest Glasgow police officer. Also, Officer Nick Houchins, Stephen Fields, and Ashley Jones were promoted to the rank of sergeant. Officers Justin Kirkpatrick, Aaron Cowan, and Jabin McGuire were promoted to lieutenant. Officers had family and friends in attendance at the Glasgow City Council meeting last night to help pin on their regalia. More local news when we continue here on WCLU at 7:13, 19 degrees in downtown Glasgow.
TJ Sampson, providing TLC, Total Local Care, 24/7. My husband and I were both admitted to TJ Sampson. They were so good to us, and we will always go back to TJ, your local health care provider. Total Local Care, 24/7.
Park Avenue Pharmacy. Ask your friends. They'll tell you that when comparing the price of prescription drugs time and time again, Park Avenue Pharmacy.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
Come by. The new Hardee's is open on Columbia Avenue right next to Glasgow High School. As a part of their opening today, you can enjoy breakfast at Hardee's and get sausage egg biscuit, 2 for $3.50.
Who will be the future face of Pettigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley. And I'm Daniel Bird. And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902.
Lessenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lessenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lessenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow.
Car buying. Stop in or give us a call.
Danny can make car buying easy for you.
Accidents can't always be avoided, but at Southern Kentucky Collision, if you hit a deer, you get a turkey this holiday season. Southern Kentucky Collision. Call 270-651-6413.
In more local news at this hour, last night was the final meeting for 2 Glasgow Independent Board of Education members who did not seek re-election. Dr. Allison Campbell and Lee Lessenberry's terms are ending, and they were both given time at the beginning of the meeting to reflect on the progress they've seen. Dr. Barrett Lessenberry did seek to serve another term, and he, along with newly elected board members Reginald Hayden and Dr. William Thornberry, were sworn in prior to the meeting as well. Much of the focus of last night's meeting was on district-wide needs assessment improvement plans. Principals from Glasgow Middle School and Glasgow High School, Principals Regina Murphy and Dr. Amy Allen, along with the elementary school principals Bobby Sue Holmes and Jennifer Myers, all addressed the board. Superintendent Keith Hale pleased to see his principals working in such a positive manner.
I feel good about our progress that we're making. I'm very confident in our administration at each building, making sure that they identify what the kids' needs are, and that's done in relative time as well. We're at the point we're so successful academically. Our biggest challenge is now identifying those kids as quick as we can, making sure we know and understand what their needs are, what their instructional needs are, what their gaps are, and then making sure we can put processes in place to help them get there over certain periods of time. And each child's period of time sometimes is a little different, but making sure that child sees growth, continued growth.
The composite average ATT score at GHS is impressive 21, but Hale admits the magic number they'd like to reach is 22. Also last night, the board heard from Cindy Greer, principal at the firm of Campbell Myers and Rutledge CPAs, regarding the district's financial status. An extensive audit was conducted looking into all aspects of the school's financials, such as payroll and pension liability, grants, and handling of cash. Greer rendered a clean opinion for the entire district, complimenting those responsible for the district's financial well-being. A change in leadership became official in Cave City last night as the three newly elected councilmen were sworn in. John Grissom, Larry Davidson, and Beverly Ford received the oath of office from City Attorney Bobby Richardson. Re-elected Mayor Dwayne Hatcher was also sworn in, and he presented tokens of appreciation to the three councilmen retiring from service, that is Gary Minor, Dr. Gary Hogan, and Denny Doyle. WCLU News asked Mayor Hatcher about the change in the composition of the council.
Our councilmen that are going off have done a tremendous job. We hate to lose those folks, but we feel very confident with the folks who are coming in that have sincere desire to see Cave City, Berrien County, our entire area grow and prosper, and looking forward to working with them. We've got some things going on, our industrial park. We're constantly talking to folks out there, even as we speak. And we just want to see growth. Our recreation park, we're trying to get it more done out there, and just to grow and prosper and do what's best for the citizens of Cave City.
In other business, the council voted to authorize just over $10,000 to be spent purchasing a van for Cave City Police Detective Avery to use in the department's drug task force efforts. Last month, Cave City pulled out of the DTF to allow more time to be spent on drug enforcement in their jurisdiction. For WCLU Local News, I am Wes Royce. Next, news from around the Commonwealth of Kentucky. It's KNN News.
From the Kentucky News Network, I'm Jaleesa Chapman. The search for an accused killer continues after 3 people were found dead in Leslie County. Kentucky State Police say Paul Douglas Sizemore is wanted in connection to the Monday night deaths. The bodies were discovered at 2 neighboring homes near Old Highway 80. Kentucky's Attorney General says he's donated more than $14,000 from his 2015 campaign fund to make up for tainted contributions orchestrated by his former chief deputy. Andy Beshear told reporters Monday his campaign has sent a check for $14,302.70 to Common Cause of Kentucky. The group's chairman is not sure they can accept the money since they don't normally take money from political campaigns. The Clinton County man accused of cutting his 3-year-old niece's throat is now facing a murder charge. Authorities say Emmanuel Fluter attacked Josephina Bulabinci over the weekend. A neighbor tells WKYT Bulabinci had 8 other siblings.
The 9 kids, and see them playing out in the yard. They ride their bicycles. The dad would pull them up and down the road with the 4-wheeler all in a wagon.
4 other children were in the room at the time of the attack.
Just mostly shock. You just never think this pretty crime-free area around in here, very quiet.
Fluter was initially charged with 2 counts of first-degree assault and 4 counts of wanton endangerment. Senator Rand Paul is calling on Kentuckians to urge Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell to allow a vote on criminal justice reform. Rand Paul supports expungement reform.
I was once a kid,
And I was once an imperfect kid and made mistakes. 3 of the last 4 presidents admitted they made mistakes with either drugs or alcohol. There should be a second chance.
McConnell has cited time constraints as one reason the bill has not received a vote. I'm Jaleesa Chatman.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Changes are coming to Kentucky driver's licenses, permits, and personal IDs in early 2019 to enhance security and keep travelers on the move. Cards will arrive in the mail after applying at your local circuit court clerk's office, have a doubled lifespan of 8 years, and feature new pricing. All cards will be available in a new voluntary travel ID version, accepted to board U.S. flights and access military bases once federal enforcement begins October 2020. Visit drive.ky.gov to learn more.
Looking for fast, easy, and secure electronic banking? Community Trust has a wide variety of banking services to meet your needs, including internet banking, bill pay, and mobile banking. We now have even more great services like Apple Pay, make payments directly from your smartphone, and People Pay, a fast, easy, secure way to send and receive money from your smartphone. Visit us on the internet to learn more at ctbi.com. That's ctbi.com.
Community Trust Bank, building communities built on trust. Member FD.
Let's turn to local sports. High school basketball from last night. It was in boys action. Warren Central down in Glasgow, 84-62. Barron County over Edmondson County, 64-49. Taylor County ousted Caverna, 82-39. Russell County over Metcalfe County, 70-62. Franklin Simpson over Warren East, 60-54. And it was Logan County downing Monroe County, 74-62. Girls action. Glasgow defeated Warren Central, 45-12. Barron County over Edmondson County, 58-29. Russell County down Metcalfe County, 69-54. And it was Warren East in a tight one over Franklin Simpson, 42-41. Tonight's local high school basketball schedule: Glasgow girls host Hart County for a JV varsity doubleheader beginning at 6 p.m. at Scott H.M. Joe Myers and Bruce Tribune have the broadcast of the varsity game at 7:15 on WCLU 103.1 FM and 1490 AM and online at playwclu.com. Other girls action: Edmondson County entertains Franklin Simpson. Warren Central hosts Butler County. South Warren visits Owensboro Apollo, and Logan County travels to Davies County. Boys games: South Warren welcomes Todd Central, and Russellville entertains McLean County. And in a girl-boy doubleheader tonight, Barron County travels to Caverna. Monroe County goes to Russell County. Allen County Scottsville welcomes Warren East. Cumberland County is at home against Clinton County, and Bowling Green entertains Greenwood. And that's a check of local sports.
Hello, I'm Stephanie Bewley with Amedesis Home Health Care. Here at Amedesis
Parish here at Parish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50+ years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parish Carpet.
Find the next great piece for your home at Barren River Consignment, where the inventory is designed to provide something for everyone. Affordable household items from mid-century to home decor, including furniture, artwork, dinnerware, glassware, and more. Each piece is cleaned and polished to ensure the highest quality to become the perfect fit for your home. Barren River Consignment also offers estate and tag sale services. Shop for style without breaking the bank. Barren River Consignment, located on L. Rogers Wells Boulevard in Glasgow.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
All right, thank you, Santa. 19 degrees, 725 at WCLU. Let me tell you about a couple of things, speaking of Christmas, that we're going to be having coming up here. The annual Glasgow Community Band Christmas concert is this Sunday. That's at 2 o'clock on Sunday afternoon at the Plaza Theater. The perfect time for you and yours to sit in the beautiful plaza and enjoy the beautiful music of the talented Glasgow Community Band. Also, this coming Saturday evening at 7:30, Christmas Songs and Stories with John Barry will be held at the Plaza Theater, 7:30. Tickets are $40 for the main floor and $30 for the balcony. So come on up and enjoy.
Hey, Molly, did you realize that Holland Elementary's Annie Junior performance is coming up in just a few door. So remember, the sun'll come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow there'll be sun. Tomorrow, tomorrow, I love ya. Tomorrow, you're only a day
Thank you, Ray. It's 7:27, 19 degrees now from WCLU. Yeah, we just can't seem to muster ourselves up above that 19-degree temperature reading. And you stand there for a minute and think about it, and it is chilly. This weather update this morning brought to you by your friends at McDonald's, who are working real hard on your breakfast. 7:27. I'm going to make sure I got my act together. We'll come right back and talk about some birthdays.
Good morning, friends. At 1 Corinthians chapter 13, we're given God's definition of love. You know about that definition given there. Love is said to be greater than faith. All our works and sacrifices in this life are said to be useless to us unless wrapped in and presented with love. You'll notice that the love defined here is not about warm, fuzzy feelings, but about positive action toward others. Often we use that chapter as a reading at weddings so that the bride and groom are instructed as to how God wants them to deal with one another. What we sometimes fail to understand is that this chapter was written to the church at Corinth in order to instruct them as to how to relate to their fellow Christians. Remember these. Love is patient, kind, does not envy, does not boast, is not conceited, is not rude, nor selfish, is not easily angered, and never keeps a record of the wrongs done by others. Love puts up with all the faults and mistakes of others, always believes the best and until absolutely proven otherwise, and finally, love never ends. When fellow Christians finally understand that this is God's will for us as we relate to other brothers and sisters in Christ, then the church will make giant steps toward changing the world for the better. Until then, we remain mostly as a sounding brass with a lot of sound and fury, which signifies nothing. This is Danny White for the Refuge Church of Christ.
When was the last time you got your Ralphie on? What's getting your Ralphie on, you ask? When you're winning prizes and lighting up the score in the arcade, you're getting your Ralphie on. When you're dancing under the lights on roller skates, you've turned on your inner Ralphies. When you bring your coworkers to bowl in the business league, your office staff has clocked in on Ralphie's time. If you suffer from symptoms such as lack of fun, feeling bored, if you get frequent urges to act like it's your birthday, or if you're just not smiling enough, you need to go to Ralphie's. That's Ralphie's Fun Center in Glasgow. A great place for any party, event, field trip, or church group. Get your Ralphie on.
And be listening for more information on Ralphie's Countdown to Christmas, where you can save extra money and have extra fun at Ralphie's. And the countdown actually begins on the 17th day of December, so we'll be telling you a little more about that. 7:30 on the button. Let's look at our birthdays today. We have special folks all over the place having birthdays today. Let me get a gong over here. I got to sound the 60 gong for a very nice gal. Happy 60th birthday to Judy Bull. That's right, Judy Bull is 60 today. Chris Davis is 47. It's Michelle England's birthday. Kim Fogel. William Eugene Nunn. William 61 today. Sharon Furlong celebrates along with her twin sister Karen Curd. It's Howard Furlong's birthday. Judy Cruz. Lisa Aiken. Lisa is 53 today. Donnie Thomas with a birthday. We have Tammy Sloan having a birthday today, too. Is that it? That's what the birthdays are we have here this morning. 651-9149 or 800-956-1023 online. A simple click here at WCLUradio.com. We like to keep up with things and let you know who all is celebrating. For example, today we're patting on the back Buddy Lyle. It's Buddy Lyle Day here on the radio, and here is why. Buddy's birthday is tomorrow, and we had to do a little, swishing and swicking, trying to get the right days down there. But it's Buddy Lyle Day today. His birthday is tomorrow. Let's let him know he's good as gold from his friends here at WCLU. And a little taste of Texas. Looking forward to seeing you over there for an enjoyable dinner, and they really are enjoying helping folks celebrate the holidays the Texas way.
Just as proof that hard work does pay off, Ken Davis Produce is also proof that
Driving just another 90 seconds past Donnelly's in Glasgow is a payoff in the quality you see and taste. And folks around here can taste the difference. Ken Davis Produce is next to the Farmers Livestock Market. They have fall items now, like pumpkins in various shapes, colors, and sizes. And mums, too. It's like a farmer's market that's open every day. But Sunday, of course. 8 to 5, 6 days a week. If you like things old-fashioned way, you're going to love Ken Davis Produce. Out 68 and 80, just past the Livestock Market.
Extreme Prosthetics understands that when it comes to comfort and function, not all prosthetic devices are made the same. A properly fitted prosthesis can allow you to walk naturally without daily pain and discomfort. Extreme Prosthetics works with your physician and insurance company to help you get the comfort and function you deserve. Don't let your current discomfort and lack of mobility discourage you. Call the experts at Extreme Prosthetics today for a better, more comfortable life. TJ.
Welcome to the neighborhood. Us, next to Glasgow High School on Columbia Avenue. Hardee's, because it tastes better. Now open. Yeah, go by there and say good morning to all the new folks at Hardee's. Sausage egg biscuits, 2 of them for $3.50 at Hardee's. 7:33 exactly. Set your clock by it, and also you can adjust your thermometer. We just hit 20 degrees now. Ray likes to talk about that first number on the car thermometer of 5. I'm just glad it's no longer a 1. Maybe we can work our way to that, Ray. Coming up, we've got some tidbit news to share with you, and I think we got some music trivia, and, of course, I hope we get to visit with Bobby Lee Hurt this morning, too. So hang right where you are.
It's practically here.
I know.
The smell of holiday treats when you come in from the snow.
Or the thrill of first turning on your new iPad Pro.
The gentle voices of carolers singing in packs.
It's like the feeling of unwrapping iPhone XS Max.
XS Max? Are we talking about the same thing here?
It's the gift of technology we seek. It's waiting at Bluegrass Cellular during the first ever Apple Week.
Oh, Bluegrass Cellular. Okay, you can stop rhyming now.
I'm trying, but Apple Week this time of year, it's just perfect timing.
Okay, go crazy.
Get $300 towards something top-notch, like iPad Pro or the latest Apple Watch. Just buy a select iPhone and instant credit you'll get. That means AirPods for you or Apple TV for the set. It's oh so merry when the halls are all decked, and only gets merrier with the latest Apple tech.
Restrictions apply. Visit Bluegrass Cellular online or drop by your nearest location. Bluegrass Cellular, your community expanded.
Hi, I'm Kim Thomas, and on behalf of all of us at Citizens First, I'd like to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We invite you to stop by on Friday, December 14th for our Christmas open house. All of our locations in Bowling Green, Franklin, Glasgow, Horse Cave, and Mumfordville will be serving refreshments all day, and we hope you can stop by. Citizens First is proud to be your community bank, and we look forward to serving you in 2019. We hope to see you at Citizens First on Friday, December 14th.
Member FDIC.
Hey everybody, this is Earn Dog. I want to remind you all about the easiest way to remember where to find your next home or business. Just go to GlasgowKYHomes.com. That's where you'll find a complete listing of property available from Glasgow's Realty and Auction. Randy Gibbons, principal broker, is a personal friend, and I can assure you that he and Tara Vincent will treat you right. Located on the square in Glasgow, that's Glasgow Realty and Auction. Call 651-SOLD, and remember, GlasgowKYHomes.com.
You want to earn your degree, but life is busy, and that dream often seems out of reach, but it's not. You just need a flexible degree program that helps you fit college into your busy schedule. That's why WKU Online is here, offering over 100 online degree options, along with caring faculty, award-winning support, and the flexibility you need to reach your goals. We are here to help. So let's climb together. Spring registration is going on now at WKU in Glasgow. Visit wku.edu/start/spring.
From the north, south, east, west, NEWS, here's the latest news.
Spin the globe, see what you can find. We can find tidbit news for today, Wes.
What you got for us today?
Well, I need to, being a responsible news organization, when we find out that something reported wasn't right, we correct it. And being proud members and paying members of the Associated Press, we keep up with them and use them a lot for sources. And yesterday, on this very program, at this very time, if you remember, we had the story Dateline Hoxie, Arkansas. Mm-hmm. How can you forget Hoxie? Yesterday, we reported that a political candidate named Cliff Farmer, he missed voting for himself, we reported, in a local election. We reported he was vacationing in Florida before returning too late to cast his vote. Well, I think Farmer went all over the AP and said that, wait a minute, I was on a work-related trip. So apparently Mr. Farmer, the guy who didn't get back to vote for himself, has provided evidence from his workplace, et cetera, that he was in Florida, not on a vacation. He was there in a work-related trip. So that is, you don't see it very often when the AP backs off on something, but apparently they gave their consent to do so. Anyway.
The guy should have just ran for ag commissioner.
That's right.
He'd have been fine.
Yeah.
Last name Farmer. It worked in Kentucky.
Yeah,
for a while.
Yeah.
Until Kentucky was working too hard for him.
When I was earlier in my career, when we would write,
sweet jump shot though, Dad.
That's right. Yes, that's right.
And a mustache. I mean, legendary. Almost as legendary as the mustache we're going to hear from in a minute.
Let's see. In my career of writing commercials for agriculture businesses, back in the 70s, we used to write the commercials to start off, Mr. Farmer. Mm-hmm. Mr. Farmer, does your hay baler need new wheels? Mr. Farmer, does your tractor do this or that? Yes, Mr. Farmer, you can save money on feed grain. I never knew who Mr. Farmer was.
It's one way to speak directly to your target audience.
That's right, Mr. Farmer. All right, so let's go over here now and look at story number 2. Actually, I guess it's number 1A. There was an incident that happened in Canada over the weekend that's prompted Ontario Provincial Police to issue a reminder to parents and caregivers to talk to children about making 911 calls. Mm-hmm. The Ontario Police Department detachment says that on Saturday, officers responded to a call, and they rushed off to a residence in Simcoe, Ontario. But when they got there, they found that a 9-year-old girl had dialed 911 because she was upset that a parent had asked her to clean up her room. Mm-hmm. The message police want to get out is that 911 should only be used in emergency cases. They say that on average it takes at least 2 officers about 30 minutes to investigate a 911 call, and responding to non-emergencies puts enormous pressure on police resources. Don't you know the parents are hacked?
Yeah, but what a great resource to be able to use that as a teaching lesson. Say, now look here, honey.
Yeah.
You need to listen to your mom and dad.
Mm-hmm.
That's fixing society. That is.
If you're going to be nice about it, honey.
That is starting early and teaching kids. I think it's an opportunity more than it is too much of their resources.
Well, I agree with you, but I also agree that it's very harsh. You got 2 problems here. You're not supposed to call 911. You're not supposed to disrespect your parents and say, I don't care that you're telling me to clean up my room. I ain't going to do it. Or I don't know if they use ain't in Ontario or not, but that was the thought that was
they use a
projected. Yeah, okay. Hey. And about. Mm-hmm. What was that 911 call about?
I don't know, eh?
All right.
Some kid, eh?
So this is actually the real story I wanted to use this hour. Mm-hmm. It's very interesting. Follow along. I've practiced it, reading it, so hopefully you can follow with me, okay?
All right.
An 88-year-old woman has been reunited with the daughter that she thought died 69 years ago. Genevieve Purinton met her daughter Connie Moultrup yesterday at a nursing home in Tampa, Florida. 7 decades ago, an unmarried 18-year-old Purinton was pregnant. But when she gave birth, doctors said the baby had not survived. Miss Purinton didn't have any other children at the time, and now she is a mother, a grandmother, and a great-grandmother. The young child went to live in Southern California with adoptive parents soon after her birth in Gary, Indiana. But tragedy struck when Moultrup was a young girl. Her adoptive mother died. Her stepfather remarried. Her relationship with her new stepmother was strained. This is all according to her daughter. Said she would fantasize about her mother rescuing her since she was 5 years old. It's truly her lifelong dream. because a home DNA kit was the key to reconnecting Miss Moultrie and Mrs. Purinton. Quote, "It was just a cool Christmas present. It has completely changed our lives." She bought a test for her mother and also took one herself. She discovered she had a first cousin whose mother's name was Genevieve Purinton. "We talked on the phone. That's my aunt's name, and she's still alive," Miss Moultrie told Yahoo Lifestyle. Purinton then called Moultrie on September the 8th and said, "Where were you born? What year? I think I might be your mother." The pair chatted bi-weekly before finally meeting face-to-face yesterday. "It's been an amazing trip to finally meet my mother, Miss Moultrie." Did you get this? The mom's 88. The daughter that the mom thought had died upon childbirth is 69.
Mm-hmm.
There was nothing but tears of joy Monday, and that's continued. Quote, "I expect it will continue for some time for both of us."
That's
Now,
a sweet story and all, but now, how do you not know that somebody lived instead of died?
Well, it's not addressed in this story. I guess you just took if you're a young...
To me, that's the big missing piece of the puzzle is, okay, so I get that you thought they didn't survive, but, okay, but they did, and it couldn't have been too much later after they thought that they didn't. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, this is what this is what the medical authorities told the young girl who was having the
medical
child.
Authorities.
Yeah, that's right. So what they've done is they have, and they had nothing to do with reuniting them. So
sure,
it says she can see a lot of similarities. It says here we look exactly alike. We have the same facial features. We have bad knees, and we both had heart attacks.
Well, they're both over 70.
And strokes.
So.
That's right. My mom had always wanted to be a nurse, but she couldn't afford school, so she became a cook. She added, "I've been a nurse for 34 years, and my passion is cooking." So a lot of similarities there. It's just a good story.
It is a good story. I just, I'm trying to get to the bottom of the missing piece there.
Yeah, well, somebody's dropped the ball.
That's almost not even a tidbit story. That's kind of like... That's like a movie.
Yeah, well, again, we've already done another Hallmark movie this hour, so maybe we've come up with another one. Meet Your Mom. And
there you go.
That's right. It's a DNA kit, which I'm seeing and hearing a lot of advertisements for you to give DNA kits for Christmas, and
wow.
Well, just so you can make sure you know who you are.
For that?
Yeah, I have.
Where?
Well, like on television and on some of our network programming here on the radio.
Oh, okay.
Get your DNA kit. Find out, what your background is. Basically, well, you've seen that one. What's that?
Hey, we've got a side by side right here.
Yeah.
I don't need it.
Well, I mean,
the only thing different is the microphone.
You can go back a couple of generations, but you can take it back a little bit further.
That's right.
But that girl Kelly Ripa is on TV doing one about finding out she was from Italy.
Breaking news, Dad.
Yeah.
You are the father.
That's right. No question. Hey, and I've been keeping. I don't have to go back and catch up over, 35 years of stuff. I know.
That's right.
Daily.
34 years.
That's that's tidbit news.
It's a good round.
What we have.
Are you rolling into the holidays with the same worries and concerns about your loved ones that you had at the beginning of 2018? No need to end the year that way. This is Elizabeth Downing, and I ask you to consider letting Time Savers assist with whatever kind of care you need. Preventive care to help make sure you don't land in the hospital. Recuperative care to help you bounce back from illness, injury, or joint replacement. Full hands-on care. Respite care, dementia care. At Time Savers, we're good at all of these. Don't know what you need? Let us help you figure out the puzzle. Call us at 270-792-5703 or go to mytimesaversky.com and let us make the end of 2018 the best it can be for you and your family. That's 270-792-5703 or mytimesaversky.com. We're here to listen, to understand, and to help.
Sampson, providing TLC, Total Local Care, 24/7. My husband and I were both admitted to TJ Sampson. They were so good to us, and we will always go back to TJ, your local health care provider. Total Local Care, 24/7.
I'm at 427-6807.
Get to know your local Modern Woodman representative to plan for your financial future and learn about valuable member benefits. Modern Woodman of America. Touching lives, securing futures. Securities offered through MWA Financial Services, Inc., a wholly owned subsidiary of Modern Woodman of America.
7:46, one of my favorite times of the day is when we get to go up via electronic means and speak with Bobby Lee Hurt right up the street at Hurt Auto Sales, 621 West Main Street in Glasgow. We could almost stretch a wire up there, a tin can and a piece of string, and communicate. But it's just good to talk to you this morning, Bobby Lee.
Always a pleasure, Henry. And speaking of tin cans and strings, I've tried that in the past. It's been a long time ago.
Yeah, it works.
I have tried it. It works if you're close to the other person.
Got to pull tight. Well,
that's right.
Up at Hurt Auto Sales, this is the time of the year when we start singing in the back of our minds, over the river and through the woods to grandmother's house we go, and we start thinking about what are we going to go in. Well, do we have a car with too many miles, too much age, or not enough room? Do we need something reliable and dependable from somebody who is reliable and dependable? That describes to a T Bobby Lee Hurt and Hurt Auto Sales.
That's right, Henry. I've got the perfect vehicle that does everything you just said.
Okay.
It's a 2014 GMC Yukon XL, black with black leather, has the captain seats, aluminum wheels, local trade, and we got it priced for $18,900.
That's a wonderful price. What year again is that?
2014.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
It's a sharp-looking ride. So, hey, got an 06 Lexus.
Okay.
IS 250, little four-door sedan. It's loaded with extras as well. Super sharp car for just $7,900.
That's a new model number. We got all these LX and these LXIs and XLs and everything, but this is a IS.
It's an IS. It's a small four-door, and you could probably get around 30 miles to the gallon. So hey.
Gotcha.
Automatic, leather, sunroof, just a sharp ride.
Sounds like it.
It is. And speaking of comfortable rides, we've got an 07 Buick Lucerne, four-door sedan, local trade as well. And we've got it priced for only $4,900.
You can really get comfortable in those Lucernes for sure.
You most certainly can. It's a CXL, which is the best package they put on there. Okay.
And if you got a long ride to go to visit over the holidays, you might as well have something you can be comfortable riding in, and that's one for sure.
That's correct. And speaking of really comfort, we got an 02 Cadillac DeVille.
Okay.
Just got this car in. It's diamond white, beige leather, sunroof. A really nice ride, low miles, only $3,500, Henry. Okay.
Man, that is, I'm coming for Christmas in the Caddy.
That's right. Hey, if you're gonna like the Yukon, get the Caddy.
That's right. Depends on your taste.
Plenty of room.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, that's correct.
Sounds to me like the fishing has been good at Hurt Auto Sales.
We've hooked a few, Henry, and got them in on the bank. So hey. Come on in and take advantage of it.
You can come by at 621 West Main Street. You can look up there on the bank and see what all that he's banked for you. And, that's one of the things that I'm sure, I don't know how often it happens, but it's got to be probably at least once a day where somebody sees a vehicle up there they want to come up there and see, and it doesn't last through the day. So don't procrastinate. You can't help them.
Come on in, and we'll get her done.
Yeah, that's right. That's Hurt Auto Sales, 621 West Main Street in Glasgow. And hey, if you're busy today, you want to know a little more about that Yukon, say for example, Bobby Lee says, don't wait, don't put it off. Pick up the cell phone and dial the following number:
270-590-1181.
And you'll talk about it. You know all about it.
That's right. Come on in and check us out. Okay.
Hey, you have a good day, Bobby Lee, and thank you so much for sharing everything. It sounds to me like things are going good. The lot is looking great, beautiful vehicles, and I know you're ready to move today. Hurt Auto Sales. That's right. Got a motto to go by up there, too.
No pain when you trade with Hurt.
Bobby Lee, enjoy your day, sir.